Apple has premiered its first trailer for the new big Kaiju monster-filled TV series Monarch Legacy of Monsters. It's a spin-off from the latest Godzilla, King Kong, Skull Island, all those films that we've had over the last sort of 9 or 10 years. From what I've read, the story follows 2 timelines and it stars Kurt Russell in present day and Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son, playing the younger version of him 20 or 30 years previously. So this has already piqued my interest. I always get very excited about the new Godzilla films just as they're coming out. The spectacle of the trailers is always pretty dazzling, and then by the time we get to the films, I kind of feel a bit let down by what we got. Intrigued by what we're going to get in this long form storytelling in terms of a TV series. Let's not waste any more time. Let's take a look right now. Monarch Legacy of the Monsters Trailer 1 coming up.
I don't know if this will get to you. I hope so. I can't go back in time and fix all the mistakes I made. But maybe I could leave something for the future.
So is that Wyatt Russell talking?
A legacy.
Oh, John Goodman. Skull Island, wasn't it?
The world
Was it Skull Island?
is on fire. I decided to do something about it.
That's a t-shirt.
Hopes, dreams, ambitions.
The mission was to protect their world and ours.
It's what we wanted Monarch to be. Instead of chasing monsters.
If you come with me, you'll know everything, I promise.
Wow. Like that. Yeah, that looks great. That looks great. November 17. Yeah, that hit a sweet spot for me. I love it. I think it's similar to the Japanese films in that there's that acceptance that Godzilla exists now. We've had the series and we've got that thing that has become part of people's lives. We had that shot of the sign on the ground and did it say like Godzilla evacuation route or something like that? And I love, even though we've got those films in the background and we're all pretty much familiar with what Godzilla looks like, I just love in these trailers the little teases, that sort of 16mm footage from way back of like the fins coming out of the water, and then just the build up, and we still just get that little shot at the end showing us Godzilla turn to the camera, that big money shot, and it still impresses. A TV series, I suspect that's got a big budget, though I do wonder how much footage we're going to get with the actual monsters themselves, whether it's just going to be teased throughout or there's going to be these big action set pieces like we get in the movies. I know certainly the first Gareth Edwards' first Godzilla was very sparing. There were shots from a distance and we had a few sort of turns until that very final act. That being said, clearly the FX houses have got all the assets stored already from all these movies. So I suspect there's probably some shortcuts there that they're going to be able to get around, and we're going to be able to reuse shots or the assets themselves to create something like this. I think I said before, I am very intrigued by the long form storytelling. I'm not sure how many episodes this is, whether it's just like a 4, 6, 8 or whatever. But the fact that I think we're going to have a series, like a Godzilla series, a Kaiju series, that's built around a story rather than let's give people what we think they want to see, big monsters smashing buildings, destroying cities. This time we've got these 2 parallel storylines, and I think there's a very personal arc, I think, for Kurt Russell, Wyatt Russell's character, and I suspect younger version of him has maybe made some mistakes that older version wants to rectify, just reading between lines, making things up. But to have that through line that carries throughout episodes, I think is going to give us an investment in these characters, and it will give us an investment, I think, when the destruction does come. The thing with certainly the US versions of these Kaiju movies, don't really feel any investment in any of the characters. I think the nearest we got was having somebody of Bryan Cranston's stature in that 2014 one, and then spoilers, kill him off like a third of the way through the movie. But right at the very beginning of that movie, we had an arc for him and we had a tragedy for him, and they could have really built on that rather than going to the young soldier's son and his wife to some extent. I'm digressing, but what I'm trying to say is that I think this series is going to give us the investment that I think I'd want from something like this. And whatever happens in terms of devastation and city blocks and monster battles and whatever, that investment is going to create a lot more of an emotional attachment, I think, to the characters and to what's actually happening. And I think the stakes are going to feel that much higher. Really looking forward to it. I didn't think, when I'd read about it before, I was kind of shrugging my shoulders. But yeah, looking forward to it. And we've got that time jump back, possibly to the 60s. We've got John Goodman there, obviously playing his character from Kong Skull Island again. So it's got to be set. Those scenes are certainly have got to be set before that, because I'm sure he pretty much met his end in that film. More spoilers. So yeah, really intrigued to see where this one goes. What are you thinking? Are you looking forward to this? Let me know. Leave comments down below. If you did like this video, help out the channel. Please hit that thumbs up button if you like what you see. Hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber already. If you are, thank you so much for coming on board. But for now, gonna love you and leave you. Until next time, thanks so much for watching.